God bless y'all. Y'all, before we begin, chapter 38, 39, and 40 are the last three chapters in the book of Exodus, and they're somewhat similar to the previous chapters, but these chapters give us the completion of the tabernacle and a few other new items. So just, bear with me. So in chapter 38, the altar of the burnt offering, the laver, and the court of the tabernacle were made, y'all. And the materials that the people offered for the work, they were all counted. And that's basically what that chapter is about. And when we moving on to chapter 39, this is when the priestly garments for Aaron and his sons were completed. And one detail that stood out for me is how the names of the 12 tribes of Israel were placed on the stones of the priestly garment. 6 names were engraved on one onyx stone and 6 on the other for the ephod. And the breastplate also carried 12 different stones with the names of the tribes engraved on them. Scripture says Aaron would bear the names before the Lord upon his heart and upon his shoulder for a memorial. Now, the high priest, he didn't just enter for himself. He carried the names of the people before the Lord. And one thing that also stands out to me throughout these chapters, how many times it repeats as the Lord commanded Moses. This was just like in the previous 3 chapters. So that tells you that the people followed, they had obedience to God. And they follow his instructions, y'all, carefully concerning the tabernacle, the garments, and the work of ministry. Another detail that stood out to me is how the pronouns shift from thou to they. Earlier, all the people were involved in the construction work of the tabernacle and bringing offerings for it. But in chapter 40, the responsibility shifts directly to Moses. The Lord specifically told Moses to set up the tabernacle on the first day of the first month, and Moses was the one commanded to raise it up, place everything in order, anoint it, and sanctify it. Moving on, Aaron and his sons were also washed with water and consecrated for the priesthood exactly as the Lord commanded. And after everything was finished, a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle so strongly, y'all, that Moses couldn't even enter the tent. And from that point forward, whenever the cloud moved, the children of Israel journeyed, meaning they followed behind the cloud. And when the cloud remained, they stayed where they were. So they followed God. And it says in the scripture, and the cloud of the Lord was upon the tabernacle by day, and fire was on it by night in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all the journeys. In Exodus 40:38. So this is what it is in a nutshell. And I'm going to show a picture of the final. Well, I'm actually going to put it up on the screen and talk about it. That'll be better. This is the laver where Moses, Aaron, and his sons washed their hands and feet before they entered the tent. This is the brazen altar that was used for sacrifices. Sorry this going so fast, y'all, but it's just a recap of what I posted before on my previous videos concerning the tabernacle and the priestly garment.